Hello, hello. We have
What's
special
up?
guest Johnny Velati back on with us this week. So we are going to we're going to quickly introduce him. How are you doing today, Johnny?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I am doing great as well. So today we are going to talk about something that is super important, especially if you're working with a team, you're trying to get them to do video, you're trying to incorporate video into really any business, right? Automotive, real estate, really any kind of sales business. So everybody has a process. People have CRMs. There's hundreds of different CRMs. I feel like, there's even special CRMs for like small law firms and
Mhm.
people doing admissions and stuff like that. So what we want to talk about today is, can you put Quickpage? Does video work if you put it into a CRM?
Yeah, I love this. I had a mentor one time tell me that the way to use your CRM is like a CEO, because like you said, there's hundreds of different CRMs, but it's how you use it. How are you setting up your cadences, which is kind of what you're talking about right now. How can I work? We know that video gets better engagement. How can I work that into my cadence? So I press play on my cadence. It sends a video out, and while I'm sleeping, this is helping me get a better ROI. So, regardless of what business owner, what you are, if it's automotive, like we have a law firm, places like that, you want to be able to do something once and have it work for a long time, be evergreen, right? So, one of the things that we usually talk about a lot is personalized videos. We love that. For salespeople, but that's something that an automotive team can work throughout. What things like setting up your initial first response. So things like that, those are things that could be working for you while you're working on getting your team to buy in, get your team to take more video, trying to get them to stop being so scared and get in front of the camera. But so one of the things that I used that I really liked was a first response to a lead in automotive. So a video saying, "Hi, it's Johnny Velati. Thanks for your inquiry. I really appreciate it. We look forward to helping you out. One of my team members is going to be reaching out here shortly. If you need to reach out to me or reach out sooner, the number's right down below. Feel free to chat with me right here." Things like that. So I set it up in my cadence in my CRM, and then automatically it goes out. Uh, that's something that I really liked and got a ton of engagement with. Also, your after hours. None of us can work 24 hours. I feel like Sarah, if anybody can, it might be you, but none of us can be at our phone working all the time. So having an after hours cadence set up, explaining what the process is, if one of the things I really like about QuickPage is the fact that you can add these call to actions, add things to a page, not just have a one-off video. So I can add things that the customer is going to be want to be shopping, because if they're submitting information to me and putting an inquiry in, I need to keep them in my world, right? Because if they're not in my world, then they're going to go to somebody else's world. If I can't respond to them, they're going to keep messaging. So an after hours video that adds, this is the financing process. This is by call to action for how to get your trade appraised, things like that, can really work for you. And having a calendar link in there where they can book their appointment. There's nothing like waking up in the morning and seeing that you have 3 appointments and just from your after hours email.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. Anytime you can keep them in your world. Anytime I start a new dealership group, or I mean, we have people that do home improvement, people that do windows, people that I mean, there's really limitless, right? Anytime your business is closed and you cannot respond to a lead or a request from your website, people put in their name, their email address, their phone number, whatever they put in. You send out an auto email, probably, right? Hey, we're closed. We'll call you tomorrow. What better way to contact that customer then with a video attached to that, bring them into your world, like you just said, because
Mhm.
if they're living in your world, you wake up in the morning and all of a sudden, you see appointments. Like I see it on my side, and I don't even really sell anything, and I'm so excited when I wake up in the morning. Someone's watched my video. I know they've watched my video because why? Because I see that I have appointments that are booked. I get these alerts like, "Hey, this person is going to be meeting with you today,"
Mhm.
and I'm like, "Oh my gosh." I was sleeping, but my video was working for me. They were setting appointments.
Mhm.
So it's huge. I think whether you sell vehicles, whether you sell windows, we have a recruiting company that works with us, and people are booking overnight. I think that's the quiet time where you have your kids are sleeping. Your mind is kind of like just mindlessly watching videos. Get them to engage with you.
Oh, absolutely. It's, with you're working all day, and then if you have kids like we do, you get like 2 hours maybe of like your time, and most of the time that time is after most of our businesses are closed. So it definitely helps. And for automotive, especially, and I guess this probably works for any industry, it's a great time for a manager to get involved. Uh, e- Everybody likes if a customer's reaching out, they love a manager touch, and managers are the busiest people in a dealership. You have a million things going on, so that's why this type of manager touch and having some lead response, or something like they left your showroom, a video like that, any kind of time where a manager can get involved, it's enormous. So I love the idea as a manager doing this for, especially then for your customer database, your lease retention, things like that. Some of those people that are coming back to buy a car that haven't been shopping in 3 years, they don't have the same salesman. That person might not be there, or they got promoted to a different dealership, or whatever it may be, and it's intimidating for them to then reach out for help from somebody that they don't know. They feel more comfortable if it's from either the general manager or sales manager that's been there, and it gives some stability to them and helps them feel more comfortable about starting the dialogue.
Absolutely. So, one of the things I love about Quickpage is you can make that page. It's going to give you all the data when somebody's viewing your video. It's going to give you all the data on how long they've been on your video. But a lot of people, I think, miss out when you hit send or share at the top of that page. They say, "Okay, I want to email it right now. I want to send it out to the person." But there is an embed section at the top. And if you have a CRM, you can embed those videos, and wherever you take that customer in that journey of the sales process, or maybe you have a customer that hasn't reached back out, they're pretty much a dead lead, right? Engage them in video, like send that email out, and you're going to see actually statistically that your unsubscribes are going to go down if you incorporate video into your email. Did you see that, Johnny, on the dealership side?
Oh, absolutely. So anytime I had the video worked into my process, they opened my emails and got engaged more, and it got through the spam folder better. And as a manager, I was doing all sorts of different marketing and creating my own websites and stuff, things that make my managers nervous. So when I was selling cars, the fact that I could then embed it into the CRM, then they could see, hey, when he's going around with his phone all the time and doing this stuff, like this is actually what he's doing. He's getting our customers engaged. It helped me separate myself in the manager's eyes, and ultimately that was one of the reasons that I was able to start climbing the ladder, is showing these things within the CRM, and proving it. So yeah, the embedding into the CRM, I think, is amazing. And you can send it later. I have a customer right now that's in Australia, and I would have to stay up until like, I'd have to be emailing or calling them at like 7 p.m. our time to get a hold of them in the morning. So the fact that I can send it out to different people in different time zones in an appropriate manner,
Yeah.
it's
And
awesome.
really there's just so much post sale that you can do because you already have these emails built out. Just keep the email, don't reinvent the wheel.
Mhm.
Email, and just there's a section in QuickPage that you can just embed the video to the top. So you can add video to anything, increase that engagement. And then you can put it in there and forget about it, so that anytime somebody purchases something from you, they're getting like that 30-day, the 6 months, the year, with that video, and you're getting all the data. So it's just an easy way so that you can have a video built into your sales process, without ever, really, on the day-to-day thinking about it. And all of a sudden you're getting responses, and you're getting appointments, and all
Mhm.
those great things.
Yeah, and you're standing out from anybody else. Everybody has an email cadence. Every other dealership, every other industry, everybody's doing basically the same thing. So spending a little bit of time and making these, like you said, 3 month, 6 month, 9 month videos, and then having that in your marketing cadence instead, it just separates yourself, and everybody wants to win. That's why we get into these types of things anyway. So it just helps you win.
Awesome. And I think my final thought, because I know that we are almost out of time. My final thought is I had a guy who I just talked to, and he's like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to spend a couple $1,000s to have somebody come in and professionally record these videos for
Mhm.
me. And I think the very best thing is that we are seeing more and more that if the customer thinks you're actually talking to them, you look in the camera, you don't need to say their name, because obviously you're putting this to send to a lot of people. But if you look in the camera and you're like, hey, it's a year, happy birthday to, your purchase or whatever. They don't have to be fancy. You don't need to spend a lot of money. They don't need to be professionally edited with like, fireworks and everything. People love to feel like you're talking to them, that you're making that personal connection. So you don't really need to hire a ton of people. If you do, more power to you. That's also great. But start somewhere, because something is better than nothing.
Yeah, I think a lot of people get stuck in the perfection procrastination cycle. I got to make it perfect, so I'm probably never going to do it.
Yep.
And this is a way for us to, as dealership leaders, to take the marketing, take that back from just the marketing department and do it at the ground level. We send these videos out. Be human. Humans make mistakes and stutter over words and things like that, and not only will you probably gain more rapport and trust from that, it's not going to look like a video that got sent out to 1,000 people.
Yep. And that's really the whole point. You want them to think, okay, this person sat down, they made this video for me. I'm going to take time. I'm going to watch it to its end.
Yeah.
So thank you again for your time, Johnny. As always, it was a pleasure.
Yeah. Thank you.
Podcast, video, webinar thing. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye
All
bye.
right. Bye.